Jamie Carragher's AFCON comments.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking it. And obviously, me and you have two different points of views. So I want to hear your point of view first.
Well, the exact comment. Obviously, I was watching the game and that sort of stuff. And when he said it, it was always it's like interesting. Obviously, Michael Richards and Daniel Sturridge had to pull him up on kind of AFCON is a major tournament. Because in my opinion, AFCON is definitely a major tournament right now. Obviously, back in the day, it might not have been seen as a major tournament, but on the level of, if we're thinking about it, then you go Euros, Copa America, AFCON, like it's a major tournament in world football. So I don't know why Carragher's sitting there saying he may have been misinterpreted, but in my opinion, he said enough over the course of his career for me to take it as he's disrespecting AFCON.
Okay, now this is how I see it. I see it if you go to a major tournament of your country, if you go to a tournament of your country, it's a major tournament. Like if you go to your, let's say your region, your
Gold Cup, major tournament in our region,
Asia Cup. Like if you go to your continent's tournament as a country, it's major. He's looking at it as, for me, and how I look at it is AFCON is respected by us, like normal people, streets, like the people in general. French football, and that don't give a fuck, and that's what he's saying basically. They don't give two shits. Like really and truly, the only time it's going to get there, because really and truly, African teams, they're very much up there. Like you've seen World Cup, whatever. But really and truly, why is Copa America better than AFCON?
It's only because they got Lionel Messi
and Brazil. And my point is exactly. And my point is the reason why they looked at a major tournament because teams in South America have won the World Cup.
Yeah, but
do you get my thing? So until an African country wins a World Cup, the French and the higher ups they don't give a shit. It's just a throwaway tournament. They have 3 years, every 3 years. Like Copa America, every 2 years or something ridiculous, but it's still seen as major or whatever. But really, it's just like it's just a throwaway tournament. They look at the facilities, you know. They look at how people act in the country, and let's be real, you know how they look at black people. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just like it's just for them. Like they like all the best black players play for European countries anyway, and that's how they see it. That's how he's looked at it. He's looked at it as when he's saying Mo Salah, like if he does win AFCON, like it doesn't really mean nothing because he's saying it like French football. They don't give two shits. The people that give the Ballon d'Ors, they don't care for AFCON. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's wrong though. That's what we're trying to put in place.
How's it wrong? Because it's been proven.
But in terms of what? Look, Morocco made the semi-final of the World Cup, right?
Yeah, correct.
But so Morocco making the semi-finals of the World Cup, not even the best team in Africa, if you'd say, yeah, and they made the semi-finals of the World Cup. So how do we go and disrespect AFCON from that level when we're saying, because we haven't won the major world tournament?
Okay, but South Korea got into the semi-final of the World Cup in 2002.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? But you don't go Asia Cup. Do you know what I mean? You don't see the French people going Asia Cup. Do you know what I mean?
No, I understand we don't go Asia
Cup.
I'm
saying, I feel like until these higher ups, which these old heads, what they are, yeah, they just look at it like, it's just a tournament to give them it's just a tournament for them, for their people. Do you know what I mean? It's not respected. It's like by them, and that's what he's saying. He was not saying he don't respect it. I think he's just worded it wrong. He's not saying he don't respect it because he's seen it. He's here. He's in England. Do you know what I mean? He's seen what AFCON is to the people, and AFCON's grown a lot over the last couple of years, especially like our generation and how we pushed it.
Because people are accepting it. Because people are accepting that they're African now.
Exactly, and they're seeing it and a lot. And obviously, Africa's not pushed the best light, but us as our generation, we've accepted, we're African. Like people ain't hiding behind what they are. Do you know what I mean? So that's something that he said. Basically, until African team wins the World Cup, to be like, all right, cool, like we've finally done it. I don't think the higher ups of French football, FIFA, whatever, are going to respect it in that way, and that's what he's trying to say.
So we have to wait for a team to win the World Cup to be respected.
It shouldn't. What I'm saying is we shouldn't have to do that. But I'm talking about for them, the people that choose the Ballon d'Or, the writers, and all them.
Understood. But in this case where Mo Salah is having an unbelievable season, right? He's going to win. He's going to win the Premier League. They might win the Champions League. You get what I mean? And then obviously AFCON comes around. He wins that too. Yeah. You can't then say, he done everything possible, because at the end of the day, you play for who you play for as a nation. Like if it was an American player, yeah, if it says an American player who's doing a mad thing like Salah, yeah, wins Champions League, wins Pulisic for instance, and then wins Gold Cup, he won his major tournament.
Yeah, and they wouldn't give it to Dash. They'll give it to Mbappe for winning League 1. I'm not even joking, bro. That's how they see it. They don't give two monkeys, bro.
Yeah, but this is the problem, though. That's what I'm saying.
It's the problem, and it's the problem with the higher ups and the people that they don't have no respect. And that's what Carragher's saying. Like, and Carragher, we're forgetting that he's probably in them conversations. He knows these people.
He's in those rooms.
And
he's in those rooms.
And you know what? I feel like some people were honest. So I feel like Sturridge and Michael Richards were right, but other people that jumped on it were twerking. Do you know what I mean? 100%.
What do you mean? What do you mean in terms
like,
of like?
So some people that were commenting on it saying, basically they were just jumping on Carragher to try and get the people, on the side. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, but for me, like how he's gone about it is wrong, but what he said isn't wrong because it's true. They don't care.
I know they don't care, but I don't think as a pundit on English TV, where we have a massive contingent of African players actually in the Premier League or in and around English football, you can sit and say, AFCON is not considered as a major tournament. Because to us here,
no,
it is considered a major tournament.
You know, that is where he's gone wrong. He's basically brushed it off, like, basically, like, guys, like, and he's basically said to Micah and that when he's gone, he's like, you not know what I'm saying. He's not disrespected to tournament. He goes, you man know what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean?
In the world, he's saying, yeah, it's not considered as a big tournament. But then look at what AFCON, the viewership, first off. If it's not considered as massive, look at the viewership. Look at what...
You also got to remember that AFCON, that Africa is, the biggest
So?
continent in the world.
So?
And all Africa's locking in. But
Yeah,
when you look at football and you look at the major side of football, is Africa a huge part compared to Europe and South America?
In terms of but that's on the ground in terms of like league wise. You're talking about like league football. That's where it changes.
I'm talking about league. I'm talking about
talent
in general.
No, I wouldn't say talent.
I will never talk about the standard because I know how good these players are. So I'm not talking about the standard. I'm talking about in general. Like
infrastructure.
If you were to go, and if Africa is just not respected. Do you know what I mean?
But that's because
foul behavior from the higher ups. Because for me, AFCON is my most enjoyable tournament by a country mile.
110%.
I'd watch
Best tournament out there.
I'd watch AFCON over every major tournament, 10 times over. Do you know what I mean? That's real expression of football. But when we're talking about worldwide, etc., and like to the general world, it is still disrespected to this day. Do you know what I mean? Like people they could talk about they never talk about the football. It's always the controversies. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, I understand. There's always a reality TV element to AFCON, whereas other major tournaments, there's none of that side madness happening. There's always a manager getting sacked, or they're trying to bring a manager in on loan. There's always a storyline to AFCON, which makes it more fun. Understood, but then people look at it as more unserious.
Exactly, and as much as you want to spin it, who are the higher ups like the people that basically run football?
No, we know the white man at the top.
Exactly. So we know exactly how they're looking at it.
Yeah, I understood. But then they want, especially France, they want all the African black players in their team. Like if you remove all your players from your team, and I said all your players, because I've was Algerian as well. The white brothers are Algerian. So remove all of them. Yeah. Who do you have? So you're disrespecting the tournament from the higher ups as we're brushing it off. But if all your players that play for your country originate from there. So, and when AFCON's coming on, they're celebrating their country, their actual country. Do you get what I mean?
Correct.
So it's not one of them things where you're sitting there and saying, we can disrespect the tournament. I understand higher ups in the football world disrespect it, but there needs to be a change in that perspective. And with what Carragher said, I say to myself that he can't say it because he's in a specific country. And it seems like he's always making these same silly mistakes and silly comments that lead him into this type of thing, which make you sit there and go, bro, do you actually believe in what you're saying? Or are you just saying it from a perspective of, this is what football is saying this, so I'm going to also say this?
Yeah, I think he's just saying what football's saying. I don't think he believes it. I think he knows. Like, he knows what it is. like especially here today, like the viewership is actually what we're talking about and how big it was over here, etc. He has to see this and he knows. I think it was just a throwaway, not throwaway, but you know exactly what I mean. Like he said something and he's not realized what he said.
But
Like
you can't
at the
have
time.
them throwaway comments. He can get away with them throwaway comments because if we sit there, of Michael Richards and Daniel Sturridge sit there and go, "Oh, I'm shit on the Euros," basically, and say it's this and that, it's this and that, then
Of
they're
course.
going to be getting blasted for weeks. Yeah, but Michael Richards can sit there and cuss AFCON, or not Michael Richards. Sorry, Jamie Carragher can sit there and disrespect AFCON
Yeah.
and get away with it because everyone's like, "Oh, we know what he's saying." No, we don't know. Let's not do the we know what he's saying. Let's
Yeah.
go off
No,
what
not at
he
all.
said. That's what I feel like we should do. Go off what he said, not what he know
Yeah.
he's saying.
No, I hear it.
So that's where I sit on the
So
comments.
I hear it. I hear it.